bit of guidance, taking the step to becoming a self-employed fisher can be easy and rewarding. At the fish market, all your hard work is turned into income. Fishmongers can buy all the top quality fish you've landed. As a self-employed share fisherman, like thousands of others, you need to manage that income. It's not hard, and the advice here will help you on your way to understanding what's involved. This film takes a look at what you need to consider when paying your tax.
I've been fishing from Newquay all my life. Since the age of about 7 I come down the harbour and I've been here ever since. I've got 2 shellfish boats, fishing for lobsters and crabs as our mainstay, and a couple of months of the year we'll fish for a few pollock and rays and turbots. Got 2 sons, both running the boats. We land our catch most days as we come in, fresh on the quay, to different merchants all around Cornwall. Usually if we land between a Friday and a Friday, we get paid on the Saturday. It's backed into our account every Saturday or Sunday afternoon, and then we'll get an email with the landing ticket. My sons make a note of what we catch on the boat in a diary. They then pass that information on to me via a text message, then goes to the merchant, who then will send me an email confirmation of my weights, which obviously the MMO get a copy the same day. I then got my wife, who does my main paperwork. She then enters it all onto a spreadsheet, and I also enter it into another diary for my own records, and just so I know I've got that 3rd copy in case things go missing. My crew get paid through a percentage. I will take the bait and the diesel allowance right off the top of the grossing before anything else comes out, and then they get a share of that grossing from that amount, and I'll also take a share for the boat and a share for the gear. Every week our grossings, bills, anything we buy, anything we get in, all goes onto a spreadsheet, which the wife puts on the computer. She emails that information every single week over to my accountant.
You can also ask others about how they manage their tax. You will eventually work out what works best for you.
I'm Kelly, and I'm one of the accountants at Bickerstaff & Co in Hale in Cornwall, and we deal with a lot of people that work within the fishing and marine industry, crew, fishermen, boat owners, skippers, and we try to help them comply with their obligations with HMRC. Self-employed fishermen are under the same obligations as any other self-employed person, so they're required to submit a tax return to HMRC every year and pay any tax and national insurance contributions that are due. We try to make things as easy as possible for them to comply with all their legal obligations. We can advise them as to what records they need to keep, how they need to keep them, whether that's just invoices in a shoebox that they drop in at the end of each year. There are lots of financial and bookkeeping apps like Quickbooks out there these days. So as soon as a piece of paper comes their way, they can just photo it, and it's all stored in the cloud for their accountant to deal with. If they don't really want to get involved with using technology, apps, things like that, is every time they get a receipt or a piece of paper from maybe the cruise settlement figures, things like that, just to pile it all together, maybe in a bag or a shoebox, and make sure that they keep everything in one place.
If you need help finding an accountant, ask around. There is often someone who will know a good local accountant. If you want to complete your tax return yourself, you can do this at gov.uk. The website contains detailed information about tax, national insurance, and how to do your self-assessment. Remember to look for information that particularly relates to share fishermen. To set up and submit a tax return, you'll need your national insurance number. You can find details as to how to find out your national insurance number on the government website. HMRC will then open an account and send you a letter with details about how to activate it. Then you're ready to go. Remember, you must keep records throughout the year of your income and expenses from your fishing. You'll need these to complete your return. If you don't feel comfortable doing your own self-assessment, don't worry. You can get an accountant to do it for you.
The whole reason of having an accountant, it takes away the stress, especially the self-assessment form. It's a lot easier to just give them the pile of receipts, all entered in dates on a spreadsheet and paper format, and then if there's any problems, the taxman then fires in at the accountant and she gets to sleep this night and I don't. But day to day, if I have a problem at any time of the year, Providing it's in work hours, I can pick up the phone to my accountant, email or text, and get information and answers.
So how much does accountancy cost?
The range of costs for accountancy fees for completing tax returns and accounts for people that work within the fishing industry can vary greatly, and it depends on the complexity of the job. For a share fisherman who is just working as crew and just getting maybe one monthly or bi-weekly income, few expenses, you'd be looking at a few £100s. This will rise for the more complex situations. If you've got a boat owner with a fleet of boats, for example, VAT registered, obviously that would be more costly.
The money you pay in income tax pays for the public services that we all use, such as the National Health Service and the payment of welfare benefits. It is very important that you pay your tax bill on time. If you do not and cannot make an alternative arrangement to pay, HMRC can take enforcement action to recover any tax you owe. This could include financial penalties, collecting what you owe through your earnings or pension, asking debt collectors to collect the money, taking you to court, or even making you bankrupt. This could have an impact on your state pension, access to welfare benefits, and also affect your ability to get a car loan or mortgage.
We have seen quite a few fishermen that have come to us because they have fallen behind. They either haven't registered in time with HMRC or they haven't submitted tax returns for a few years.
If the income tax is not paid on time or not paid at all, the HMRC can come after you with penalties. And if you don't respond correctly to those penalties, then you can go down the route of getting more serious sanctions. And in extreme circumstances, if you don't pay willfully, they can prosecute.
But don't worry, there is help at hand.
Everything can be sorted. We make the whole process easy so that we can get them registered if that's the outstanding issue, get them up to date with their tax returns and let them know what their tax liabilities are so they can settle them as soon as possible.
And it's not just accountants who may be able to help you. There are other organisations who are dedicated to helping fishers and seafarers when things go wrong and you feel you may be in crisis. Your first port of call if you find yourself in financial trouble is SAIL, a free citizens advice service that helps seafarers, fishers and their families.
We have a team of expert advisors who can offer you free, impartial and confidential advice.
We get quite a lot of calls from fishermen whose finances are in a bit of a mess. Quite often that's to do with the HMRC and not paying income tax. SAIL is here to help in broad terms with finances. A fisherman's income goes up and down, and that can be a real challenge in terms of monitoring your expenditure and keeping on top of debts. The earlier that you deal with these problems, the better, and SAIL is definitely here to help you sort out these problems, completely free of charge.
You can contact us either by calling, through email, or we also offer video chat. Just get in touch with us and we'll be happy to follow up with you and put you through the next steps in the process.
Nothing is so far gone that it can't be recovered. We'll deal with HMRC with everything that's outstanding and also try and mitigate any penalties as far as possible. I would say just get an accountant involved from the beginning, then you're not going to get behind with your tax affairs. You're not going to be under the issue of late payment penalties or late submission penalties.